will the proposed, and I'm not sure if they're proposed or not, I'm not an expert on that right now, proposed increases to the electric and water rates affect our business development opportunities, and or how will they affect that? And the second question had to do with, would the city participate in any way with the school district on future renovation or development projects? Am I correct?
Right. The proposal for utility right now is only, or at least it's in discussion, to raise the water rates again. They were recently raised with the electric, but in order to qualify for a grant, the city would have to raise the water again.
So the question is, will they affect us and not? And that's for all the candidates?
Yes.
And Roger may be less informed because he hasn't been on the commission at this point. But you and Roger is the first one on our list to address this, so I'll let you try to make comments on both those issues.
Like you said, I'm not familiar with all of the stuff that's going on as an incumbent, but I guess as far as rate increases and this and that, you know, like they say, we have to make improvements on stuff. The water lines, you know, they had quite a few breaks this year, and so, you know, the increase, I guess, $1.60, doesn't really sound real bad for what we need the money for. But like I say, I'm just not familiar with everything being an incumbent. I'll have to let these two try and explain it to you. Thanks.
Thank you, Roger. Next to address this set of questions will be Scott Delzer.
Okay, how much time do I have? Okay, real quick. The reason that we would have to raise this is to get a lot of money from the federal government. Number two is the reason they would require us to raise it is because our rates are so low that they can't justify giving us money and having our rates so much lower than everybody else's. Meaning, raise your own money is what they're trying to say. So that would be the reason we have to raise it. The federal government looked at our rates and said, you guys just don't charge enough for your own water. We may not agree, but that would be the reason. Okay, it's still up for discussion. Most likely, if we had to average out the cost of this clear well among us all, we'd be happy to pay $1.60 extra in our water rates because the amount that we're going to spend on it. I think it's several $1 million, so it works out to be an okay deal. It's still in discussion. We haven't got to the point where we've decided to do that yet, so let's make that clear. Number two, I hate to give you a cop-out answer, but I don't have a proposal in front of me for the school, and I can't give you an answer. I couldn't possibly give you an answer to a question. I have no idea what it is. It could be millions of dollars they want. It could be a whole range of things. Do I support the school? Absolutely. Do I have any money in my budget? Do I have any money to borrow? We're maxed out on our borrowing capacity. The city does not have the ability to borrow large amounts of money. So that's off the table regardless if we want to or not. Number two, I'm looking at cutting, not spending. So I'm not saying no, but I don't have a proposal in front of me to say yes to. But it would be very difficult for me to find large amounts of cash in our budget. We have an enormous park system that we've added to a lot lately, and we need to keep up on. We have sewer, we have water, we have electrical that we need to make sure is maintained. So for us to be looking for other expenses while we're always doing it, there's always something that pops up. It's tough to add anything to the budget. Right now, my goal is cut back on what we're pulling out of reserves and live within our means.
Thank you to Scott. And I'll just rephrase the question. I think it's a two-part question. One addresses rate increases on electric and water and the effect on development. And the second question has to do with the city's or the candidate's position on the city being requested to participate in the school funding issues. Dick?
Thank you, John. I'm going to answer the second question first, and that's the one on the school funding. And there isn't a proposal. I had heard today that this question might come up, but I've never been approached by the school. I've been approached by other people on other issues about the possibility of the city trying to finance something else, and I told them, as Commissioner Deller said, our bonding is kind of maxed out, and that's not a bad thing, folks. We've got a beautiful, well, if you can call wastewater treatment plant beautiful, we've got a wonderful facility out there, and it's necessary and it's needed and it's a good thing, and so we've got these obligations. The other thing is our revenue sources are our sales tax or real estate taxes. The second penny has, as I mentioned earlier, that's been designated for infrastructure repair, and that's what I would like to see it used for. Now, can a delegation come and ask us? Certainly, I think we'll try to listen to anybody. We try to listen to all citizens as they come in, but I think we have a commitment for the City of Madison government. I served on the school board for 7.5 years, so I understand and I feel their pain, but the city has its obligations and its government and its constituents that they have to address first, and then we will look at other things. As far as the utility rates, I'm your friendly utility commissioner by drawing the short straw. So I'm the guy that you read the paper that's raising your rates every time you turn around, and when you're taking a bath, you have to put more money in the machine so you can get water. And the thing is that, as Scott said, is our rates have been low. So really, we don't have problems with economic development in that regard. We're very cognizant of our electric rates as they are balanced with other communities that are attracting people. Our sewer rates are going up 12.5% this year, and that was locked in 5 years ago, and we had to do that in order to get the funding for the plant that's out there to qualify. We had to raise that over a 5-year period, so we're going up 12.5% because of that. So those are my answers to those questions. Thanks.